Peace. I'm headed into my Style Summer Enrichment program, but I wanted to take a moment to share these thoughts with you first. Back in 2013, I published maybe my 12th or 13th book called Games, and the subtitle was Transactional Analysis, Trick Knowledge, and the Psychology of People Running Game. And in that game, I chronicle various different games that people play. One of the games that I talk about in that book is called Shoulda, Coulda, Woulda. And shoulda, coulda, woulda is a game that a person plays if they're not invested in taking responsibility for something or being accountable for anything. Because if you ask them a question and they go into this conversation about, well, I shoulda did this, I coulda, or I woulda did that, they're telling you that they didn't do anything. And especially nowadays with this climate of police violence, and we hear all of these conversations about racism here in America as well as throughout the world and white supremacy and all of these other conversations, you'll be surprised how many people have never taken the initiative to think about a solution. And one way that you can move some of these conversations into more of a progressive area of solution orientated thought is to simply ask the question, what are you doing about it? When you hear a person having these conversations and they have this deep analysis of the problems and they're talking about this and that, and then just sit and listen and then say, okay, so what are you doing about it? Not what do you hope to do about it, not what you shoulda, coulda, woulda did about it, or what you trying to do, or what you wish to do, or what you hope to do, and what you praying on doing. No, what are you doing about it? And sometimes when you ask that question, a person goes into the game, shoulda, coulda, woulda. And they start having that conversation with you about, well, I'm praying on this and I hope this is going to happen and I wish that. All of that conversation is telling you that they're doing nothing right now. They're doing nothing right now. Sometimes when you ask that question, the person may have some semblance of a solution because they actually put thought into it. They actually thought about, well, I wanted to contact this particular political official, and I think that we can do this. Some people may have some conversations along the lines of solutions, but the majority of people, they haven't even thought about what they can do. Sometimes they didn't think about what they could do because they may think the problem is just too big for them and that they're too small. Some people may think that they don't have the skill sets to do anything. Some people may not even know about the appropriate procedures to even consider what they can do. But all of those type of conversations, moving from a fixation on problems, can get you into the appropriate area of progressive discussion in terms of what they can actively do. But in order for you to even move a conversation in that direction, you have to ask the question, what are you doing? And then again, some people will get mad if you ask them, what are they doing? But if they do, you're going to diffuse that conversation real quick because they're not interested in doing shit about it anyway. So if you're interested in my book Games, you can just go to Google, put in Quanaah Publishing, Quanaah Publishing, and my website will come up. Just go to the products tab, and then you will notice my book Games there, along with my other different books that you might be interested in. You could also go to Barnes & Noble, go to their website, and put in my pen name, S.Quanaah, Quanaah, and then my books will come up on the Barnes & Noble website, and you'll see Games there. Or you can just put in S.Quanaah in Amazon, and then Games and my other books will come up there as well as my Kindle edition of Games. So I will, this was inspiring, empowering, and educating, and gave those of you a little bit of insight into the appropriate posture and way to respond to people who are just having these conversations about problems that are not really invested in effective solutions. Ask them, what are they doing about it? And then from there, move that conversation in a different direction. Peace.